Welcome back in the place to be with the CBDC Assets Group. Thank you for being a part of the group. Coming up, we got Ben GOERTZEL, the founder and the father of artificial intelligence as we know it today, or what he likes to call AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. Make sure you stay tuned to the end so you can hear his thoughts on his partnership and collaboration with Meta. He's speaking about building an AI infrastructure that's going to be based in the blockchain secure network, and he's choosing the ADA network to launch their payment system for their AI robots. Very interesting for those of you that are Cardano fans. You're going to love it for those of you that are Cardano haters. Can't we all just get along? There's going to be more than one horse in this race, Brandon. And there's going to be enough for everybody to eat. So hope you guys like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
So to give you guys, if you're new to Cardano, the timeline, I would say about 9 months ago, Singularity announced that they're going to be doing a hard fork. And they're actually going to be hard forking their token AGI, which was a token on Ethereum, to AGIX that would actually make the token, cross-platform. It could be on both Ethereum and Cardano. For people that are just finding Cardano for the first time, can you introduce SingularityNET and what you guys are working on?
SingularityNET is a decentralized platform for artificial intelligence, and the high-level motivation is AI is, it's the most important technology in the history of humanity. Ultimately, it even leads beyond humanity in some ways, and there's a lot of things needed to make AI smarter and smarter and overtake every industry and ultimately become more generally intelligent than the human brain. But among the many things needed to make AI achieve its potential, you need the right underlying infrastructure to build the AI on. And one of the very valuable characteristics to have in the underlying infrastructure beneath the world's AI systems, you want it to be secure and reliable, and you also want it to be decentralized so that it's not easily controlled or taken over by any single party. The internet gives us a fabulous example of a decentralized system. Bitcoin was the first decentralized monetary instrument out there. We need AI to be decentralized in the same sort of fashion, or even more strongly so. And so SingularityNET was designed as a decentralized infrastructure for AIs. It allows a population of AI agents coded by anyone, put online on any computer that's on the internet by anyone, allows this population of AI agents to communicate and cooperate with each other without any central controller, and then with all the goodies in terms of security and data sovereignty and so forth that the blockchain provides. And we launched this project in 2017. We've been putting a bunch of cool AI tools out there on SingularityNET since then. The platform's been maturing bit by bit. We launched SingularityNET on Ethereum network initially because of the same reasons everyone else launched their projects on Ethereum. Like it was there. It had smart contracts that actually operated there. The Solidity language is kind of ugly and easy to put bugs in your code with it, and it's slow, it's expensive, but it existed, which is highly valuable if you want to do stuff in the real world, right? And so, once I saw that someone was building smart contracts in the Haskell language, which I've been developing on since before most people listening to this were born, probably. It seemed like higher order functional language is the right way to go if you want really scalable, secure code for the decentralized infrastructure of a global AI network or anything else. So once I found out what Cardano was about, I'm like, well, we've got to be extending SingularityNET in that direction. And I think that partnership has advanced considerably even since we last talked, right? And with the launch of Plutus, we're getting closer and closer to being able to have a scalable, sort of low-cost, highly flexible infrastructure for the world's AI by putting SingularityNET and Cardano together. So SingularityNet is something that exists on the back end, and the direct users of SingularityNet are developers. On the other hand, it's a bit like asking if AWS, like Amazon Web Servers, is used by individual end users. I mean, most end users don't know AWS exists in the way that they know Amazon storefront exists for buying a new pair of socks or something. On the other hand, the average end user uses an insane number of services, the back end on Amazon Web Service. So I mean, as a simple example, like we have a song splitter app as one example running that basically just takes sound files and splits them into multiple tracks. So if you want to do karaoke on the song, you can remove the vocals, right? And that actually uses machine learning models running on SingularityNet platform. So I mean, the user of the song splitter app, they may think it's cool that this app backends on the SingularityNet platform, but it doesn't really matter. Singularity DAO is same way. So we've launched some features there. We're launching Dynasets, which are AI traded baskets of altcoins sometime in the next few months. And then if someone they want some upgraded management of their altcoin portfolio, they can shift some of their crypto holdings to Dynasets, dynamic sets of altcoins that are managed by the SingularityNet AI agents. And that's the AI is, again, it's on the back end. It's doing the management of that basket of altcoins, and the user doesn't need to worry about which AI algorithm is being used. So this is a SingularityNet the agents running on SingularityNet provide AI services via APIs to products, which then get the AI from those APIs. And they can talk to each other with their APIs also, so that AIs in the network can outsource work to other AIs in the network. AIs can put their minds together to solve problems. What the end user is seeing is then apps or applications that they're interacting with and that are connecting on the back end via the APIs to the AIs running on SingularityNet. And there's a lot of aspects here, right? Like every time a user uses like Google search or Robinhood or whatever traditional apps they use, there's a whole complex centralized tech stack underlying that, which is usually giving their data away unbeknownst to them to various parties around the world. And we need a whole decentralized tech stack to underlie the average user's experience of using products, and SingularityNet is a piece of that. Cardano is a piece of that, and there's a bunch of other pieces. Well, so Singularity DAO, which is a separate project spun off of SingularityNet and has its own token, right? So there's SDAO token, which is a governance token for the Singularity DAO network, which is separate from the AGI, what's now called the AGIX token, which is the main token of SingularityNet. So that Singularity DAO network provides software that will non-custodially for the users. So it will help manage part of your altcoin holdings for you. So, and a Dynaset is a dynamic set of tokens. So you could have, for example, a Dynaset containing a bunch of DeFi related altcoins, or you could have a Dynaset containing a bunch of AI related altcoins, right? And then what you're doing is you're saying, instead of just buying a certain amount of Ocean Protocol token or Aave token, I'm going to buy a certain amount of this Dynaset, this basket of tokens, right? And then the composition of that basket, the weighting, like how much of each DeFi token or how much of each AI token in the basket is held in the basket, that's updated dynamically by decentralized AI algorithms running on SingularityNet. And so that's it is formally it's a bit like portfolio management, right? Mm-hmm. I mean you're buying a sort of a customized portfolio which is dynamically managed by AI algorithm. I mean, from a legal point of view, it's non-custodial, and these are utility tokens rather than securities. So it's more like an AI managed account of non-security utility tokens, right? And then there's other mechanisms laid on top of that, so you'll be able to stake the token connoting a certain dataset, and then you can get rewards for this staking, which come in the form of SDAO governance tokens.
It just seems like such a, obvious use case as I dive more into cryptocurrency. I invest in multiple different tokens, and then I start to think of, my family, my mom, my dad, and, them managing all of these wallets and managing like a basket of coins. And that just doesn't make sense, but investing in one thing and getting a diamond.
I don't even have time for it, right? I mean,
exactly.
Even like I know what's going on. There's a lot of cool projects, but there's ups and downs all the time, and there's new opportunities popping up. And I'm too busy trying to build.
It just takes so much time.
Global thinking machine to be managing a bunch of utility tokens day by day. You want an AI to do that for you. We're also developing an even more out there programming language called Meta, METTA, and that's even more abstract and cutting edge programming language that we're developing for the new version of our OpenCog AGI engine called Hyperon. So we're playing around with some AI DSL stuff in Meta and some in Idris. It's clear that you want to go beyond Haskell in terms of the expressiveness of the type system, but yet Haskell is much better at interfacing with this sort of more advanced language than Solidity would be, for example. I mean, if you want to interface funky AI or AGI languages like this with Solidity, you basically need to have Solidity like just communicating at a large remove from those languages. There's no easy way to make them interoperate. Whereas in Haskell, I mean, you can map Haskell types into Idris or meta types. You can set up sort of morphisms between the languages. So that there's more to go on there. And Hydra is going to be quite interesting in this regard also. And that's another thing beyond the AI DSL we've been looking at, like